Namaskar.
Namaskar, sir. Good
How
evening,
nice
sir.
to see
Namaskar.
you. How nice to see you.
Same here, sir. बहुत बहुत थैंक यू आपका मैसेज आपके सब के लिए सर आपने ये सब के लिए परमिशन किया दिया सर
जी और सबसे बड़ी तो खुशी है कि इतने सारे यंग बच्चे जुड़े हुए हैं सबको मेरे
जी
से आशीर्वाद और
जी 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 सर और सबने सर बहुत अच्छे से पार्टिसिपेट किया बहुत अच्छे से पोएम्स एंड और सबकी आई सर
जी
और हमारा मैसेज आयरलैंड में कम जा पाया तो इसलिए वहां से कम आई बट फिर भी सर आई जरूर बिल्कुल सर जी 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 थैंक यू सर आपने बिल्कुल इसको और आप इतना कुछ कर रहे हैं वहां पे सर हिंदी दिवस भी मना रहे हैं और सब कुछ सर बिल्कुल बहुत अच्छे से सर आयरलैंड का और आपने अभी संस्कृत का भी देवनागरी डिस्क्रिप्ट ये सब चीजें वहां पे ला रहे हैं पहले से ही सर आप तो कल्चर में वर्क कर रहे हैं तो जी जी सर बस सर मैं स्टार्ट करूं सब आप सबसे पहले आप सब टाइम पे सब लोग ज्वाइन कर ही रहे हैं बस सर 2 मिनट्स
नो प्रॉब्लम
सब बहुत एक्साइटेड थे सर सब लोग कि ये
क्या एज ग्रुप है बच्चों का जो
सर 11 से 24
हाँ
चिल्ड्रन एंड यूथ सर चिल्ड्रन एंड यूथ है सर 11 एंड 24
और इंडिया के बहुत सारे पार्ट से हैं
हाँ जी सर वो काफी ऑल ओवर इंडिया से सर तमिलनाडु दिल्ली सब असम सारे से कवर है काफी पार्ट से इंडिया के सर Okay. Good evening, everyone. I, on behalf of Takhte Writers and Publishers, welcome you all to the virtual ebook launch and felicitation of winners. Thank you for taking out time and joining us. Since we are quite used to virtual meetings and webinar, but still a quick call. Young poets and winners, please keep your mic mute. Unmute only when your name is called. This evening, we have the pleasure of joining with us from Dublin, His Excellency Shri Akhilesh Mishra ji, Indian Ambassador to Ireland as Chief Guest, Professor Dr. Prasannashu, Professor of English, National Law University, New Delhi, and young poets representing different zones of India, and a young poet from Ireland as well. India and Ireland share several bonds with flag colors alike and cultural renaissance connected. India-Ireland Poetry Fest on the theme Care, Courage and Commitment was organized to elevate youth voices and expression through poetry. The fest aimed at bringing together the poets and poetry of both countries on a single platform to express their unique compositions. We are super excited as the ebook is on Kindle and will be soon launched by Sir. I would now request Professor Prasannashu, who was also the chief jury, to share his valuable thoughts with us. He is an institution in itself when it comes to literature and the genre of poetry. He is founding president, Delhi Poetry Circle, and founder, P3 Poetry Group. Please, sir. Please unmute yourself, please, sir.
Thank you very much for the kind words. And I welcome all the participants and the dignitaries, especially from the Embassy of India, Dublin. Sir is there. And I'm meeting him for the first time today, but certainly your influence is very much visible throughout the process. I have been associated with organizing this poetry event also, along with the P3 Poetry Group, which is a group of poets across languages and ages based in Delhi. And it was a very unique experience that the Irish Embassy and the Irish students and young people also associated with us. And when I was looking at the poems, the process of judging, then my reviews or my view was that it was certainly a great movement. It was not only a collaboration between the two countries, but in a very new dimension, the cultural dimension, which is very important, as Madam has just introduced you, your words, sir, that you are introducing the Indian culture, language, Sanskrit language in Ireland. Likewise, the poets from there have brought their own cultural perspectives, their experiences, and our young poets also have taken the same. So it was a very difficult task to judge the poetry because it was of good level and it was difficult to rank people, but still we all put our hands together and worked on it. And it was my humble suggestion that it should also be brought out in the form of a publication so that more people can access it. The reach is greater. And I congratulate Goldie ji and Takhte Group for making this a reality. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a pleasure listening to you. I'm glad to respectfully and cordially welcome the chief guest, His Excellency Shri Akhilesh Mishra ji. Sir is very instrumental in strengthening bilateral ties of India and Ireland. He has been a significant promoter of Indian cultural ethos spreading across his career span. And in this, language and literature holds prominence. Not only English, Sanskrit too holds great value for him. और अभी सर ने हमारी मातृभाषा हिंदी दिवस भी मनाया है आयरलैंड में. Sir, please formally launch the book and say a few words.
Namaskar, very warm greetings to you all from Ireland, Dublin. My special appreciation and blessings to the young poets who have joined this program and contributed to this anthology. At the outset, I must thank Goldie ji and Shivani Kasturia ji for taking this initiative. You have been very dynamic, proactive in promoting cultural ties among Indians and also this initiative with Ireland. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And also the theme that you have chosen for this event is very significant and very important for us. Care, courage, and commitment is a very relevant theme for contemporary society. I also personally thank Professor J. Prasannashu ji for his personal interest in this initiative and support and constant guidance in the whole process. I'm really appreciative of you, Professor Prasannashu ji, and very nice to see you virtually. I look forward to meeting you in Delhi as well when I come. Friends, I have been in Ireland as ambassador for about 1 year, and I have been so mesmerized by the natural beauty of this country, about 5 million people, but the richness of this country in terms of culture and literary fertility. You will be surprised to know that with a country of 5 million population, Ireland has 4 Nobel laureates in literature. And also Dublin was one of the first cities in the world to be designated by UNESCO as the city of literature. So you can imagine the fertility and vibrancy of Dublin and Ireland in the field of literature and poetry particularly. On the other hand, India, since ancient times, has attached very high priority and importance to poetry and fine arts. In Sanskrit, there is a very beautiful shloka which says, Sahitya Sangeeta Kala Vihina Sakshat Pashuhu Puchha Vishanahina. Anyone who is devoid of literary and musical and artistic sensibility is like an animal. Indeed, fine and creative arts are, in a sense, defining features of human being, sign of refinement, of elevation of humankind from the level of animal-like existence, from being driven entirely by natural instincts to being guided by individual choices and power discretion. Based on acquired knowledge, acquired experiences, and cultivated skills. Also, I'm very happy to note that in the Rig Veda itself, the very first, very early fifth mantra itself refers to a very interesting word, Kavi. The supreme being itself is defined as Kavi. Kavi later became synonymous with word poet. In Rig Veda, Kavi means one who has vision transcending physical limitations of space and time. One who can see beneath and beyond the superficial reality. And this is a very profound notion, very profound concept, because most other countries, most other civilizations see seeing as something very egocentric. Like their primacy is on your own eyes, whatever you see with your own eyes, take that as the most important manifestation and appreciation of reality. Our sages always warned against excessive dependence on your eyes. They told us not to focus on what eyes see. Eyes sometimes, many times see, which is not real. We see there's a snake and we see it as a snake. And there's a rope and we see it as a snake and get scared. There is darkness and see ghosts where there is nothing but absence of light. So what I see is not always the truth. In Indian tradition, the advice given by our rishis was not to focus on what eyes see, but what gives eyes the power to see. चक्षुषा न पश्यति येन चक्षुंषि पश्यति. जो आंखों से दिखता है उस पर मत ध्यान दो, आंखों को देखने की शक्ति क्या कहां से मिलती है, वो ध्यान देने की बात है. And this is how we developed an entire new paradigm of seeing, understanding of the reality, understanding of the nature surrounding us. We are told to close our eyes and see with our mind, our buddhi, with a meditative process. And with eyes, senses turned inwards, not extrovert, because eyes only see, physical eyes only see what lies outside. But to expand your knowledge, you have to turn your eyes, your vision inwards. And this introverted vision, inward vision, is extremely important for our society, because on the surface of it, you see there's a huge contradiction, there's a huge variation. There are no two individual human beings who are identical. So you see a lot of diversity and contradiction and conflict. But if you see beneath the surface, and you cannot see beneath the surface with your eyes, you can only realize that reality only with your contemplative mind. So if you meditate and see, then all the contradiction and conflict, they all vanish. Then you see a single interconnected web-like existence which unifies entire existence. Humans, animals, birds, insects, plants, rivers, mountains, celestial bodies, all become one. Although to our eyes, they appear distinct and sometimes in conflict. And that is why the role of Kavi is so important. Role of Kavi or poet or artist, the creator, the seer, the visionary is so important for us, especially for the contemporary world where we are all suffering because of assorted conflicts, stresses and strains, primarily caused by very narrow, segmented, selfish, self-centric approach to seeing. And that is why culture, particularly poetry, should be a very important plank of India-Ireland partnership. I think it is culture which is going to unlock the true potential of India-Ireland potential for collaboration. After all, it was W.B. Yeats and his friendship with Rabindranath Tagore that remains the single most important icon, symbol of India-Ireland friendship. So as an ambassador of India in Ireland, I see there's a huge potential for people of India and people of Ireland to share and learn from each other, benefit from cultural exchange of ideas, and enrich our both two countries. I'm very keen that this India-Ireland Connect should go beyond government to government, and it should be self-sustained by people-to-people interaction and initiatives taken by the people on both sides. And that is why I was very happy to see the efforts of Guldi Kasturia ji, her daughter Shivani ji, and I thank Prasannashu ji for supporting this. This is the initiative that needs to be replicated and made more mainstreamed, made more visible. One issue I wish to flag is that although our situation is far more diverse, we have multiple languages and huge variation in literature and language and creativity, and also multiple layers, rural as well as urban setting. And Ireland is only a 5 million population, and basically two languages, Irish and English. But I think there's a lot for us to learn. One issue I wish to really flag is that in Ireland, in Dublin, poetry is not something confined to classrooms or five-star hotels. In Ireland, you will see poetry being mainstreamed in day-to-day life. It is very much integral part of daily life. And also, it is so deeply connected with the society. Poetry itself in Ireland has become a medium of very diverse range of creativities. For example, the kind of activity I see cutting across the conventional boundaries of poetry and painting and sculpture and music and dance. I think this is something we have to pick up from Ireland, and there's a lot of opportunity using poetry as a medium for a painter, as a base for a sculptor, base for a dancer. And here you see it's like cross multidisciplinary approach to poetry. I'll be very happy to have more interaction in this. Second aspect is poetry will become tasteless and also valueless unless it is very much connected with the soil, with the people, with the society. Again, in Ireland, I see there are very interesting outreach events from Poetry Council and Poetry Ireland, and also different bodies who are going out of the way to teach young children. You don't believe there are poetry appreciation classes being held by poets who go out to schools and teach appreciation, understanding of poetry and poetry writing to children of age 8 to 10, 10 to 12, 13 to 15. The different age groups, students are being taught about poetry. They are being taught about appreciation of poetry, how to be a creative writer. I would very much like India also to take initiative in this regard, because unless poetry reaches the people, that teaches the children, it will not remain what poetry is supposed to be. Once again, I must thank Goldi ji and thank Dr. Prasannashu ji for taking this initiative. And also, once again, my very sincere good wishes and blessings to everyone, particularly our young beloved children who have participated in this initiative. All the very best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. These words will surely go with us for life, sir. These words will remain there. This will help us. Like poetry, I think the poetry is the first few words that children start learning when they are infant or when they become like twinkle, twinkle, little star, or Humpty Dumpty. So poetry starts at a very young age, but then it really goes missing. Yeah. Then we do have kavitaएं और सब चलती हैं sir, but poetry कहीं ना कहीं amiss हो जाती है. And शायद आज आपकी बातें और ये सब और ज्यादा सबको यूथ को मोटिवेट करेगी सर, सब यंग हमारे राइट पोइट्स को मोटिवेट करेगी. एंड डॉक्टर प्रसन्नशु, आप भी कुछ कहना चाहेंगे? आप तो पोइट्री सर्कल चला रहे हैं.
बहुत ही अच्छा आपने मुझे अवसर दे दिया बोलने के लिए. क्योंकि जैसे ही मैंने मिश्रा जी को सुना, माननीय मिश्रा जी को, और जैसे ही उन्होंने संस्कृत के संदर्भ दिए और हिंदी की बात करी, तो मुझसे भी नहीं रुका गया, मेरा भी दिल किया कि कुछ ना कुछ तो बोलूं मैं।
कुछ ना कुछ मुझे भी लगा कि आपको जी अब आप बिल्कुल सर जी।
तो मुझे पता है कि समय की सीमा है, तो still and the crowd is international, so I will try to speak in English only, but it was really wonderful when you said that Sahitya Sangeet Vihina Narah, what is that? Maybe what I am mixing. So maybe I can translate it for everyone, that without literature, music, and art, a human being is nothing but an animal without horns and tail. So that is our conception in India, and that was very well said by His Eminence. And secondly, poetry, you have delved into the concept of poetry. And poetry is very much a part of the Indian ethos also, and the present pop culture, present reality. Like in my group, in P3 Poetry Group, there are more than 100 people, and we are not making any active drive to recruit people. So it is just, and people from all ages. There are as young as maybe 10-year-olds are there, one or two of them are there, and there are people of 80 years of age, and poetry is all around us, like the Bollywood. So there, the songs are there. That is only poetry in action. Songs are nothing else. And poetry is something that connects people, because that is our ultimate reality. That is the emotional outburst, emotional outpouring. So very well said, sir. I really enjoyed it. And the whole process is really wonderful. And I think that this is just the beginning of the Takhte group. And this word is also so interesting, Takhti. Takhti is the writing board. In good old days, many people might not be knowing. It was the thing with which we started our schooling.
I think
so. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is what, sir.
And it was very eco-friendly also. Yeah, it's a very Indian thing.
जी सर, थैंक यू सो मच सर, थैंक यू। और सर बिल्कुल आपने ठीक कहा, पोइट्री बिल्कुल मिसिंग हो गई है। हम लोग तख्ती का काम है राइटर्स कम्युनिटी बनाना। वी आर मेकिंग राइटर्स कम्युनिटी अक्रॉस इंडिया सर, एंड बहुत सारे राइटर्स हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं कई सारे कॉन्टेस्ट करने में, ऐसे चैप्टर्स, रिसर्च पेपर्स, आर्टिकल्स में। और हमारा वॉइस ऑफ व्यूज भी ऑनलाइन पब्लिशिंग प्लेटफॉर्म है, उसमें भी सब यंग यूथ एक्सप्रेस कर सकते हैं। बट पोइट्री में हाँ ये है कि सोचना नहीं पड़ता कि कितना हमें रखा, कितना बस राइम और अच्छे अपने एक्सप्रेशंस देने के लिए एक बहुत अच्छा जॉनर है सर। Thank you so much, sir. These words really will mean a lot, sir, both of you, sir. And now we have opened this platform for the young poets to quickly share their thoughts on their participation in the fest. So we have one from Ireland as well. I hope Emma Cooper speaks out. And now I'll move on to Ritabrata Ghosh from St. Paul Cathedral Mission, Kolkata, Siliguri, West Bengal, to share his views on it. Yeah, Ritabrata, please.
Firstly, good afternoon to one and all present here, to the members
good
of
evening.
Yes, good evening to be
yeah.
Yes, Dr. Prasannashu and the embassy sir, good afternoon, good evening to you too. So basically what I wanted to present to this whole group is, firstly, I express my heartfelt gratitude to the members of the senior 10 in letting me voice my feelings about literature. And then how I wanted to express myself is that literature in itself works in upholding the deepest recesses of soul and the world of illusion we live in. Breaking for the shackles is what's helped in. By poetry, to be better specific, it fills the tabula rasa of human mind with the spectaculars of life. How pleasant it is to dive into the unsung truths of life. How pleasant it is, truly, and beyond confinement of materialistic thoughts and rat race, where obligations excruciate every ounces of our smile, bringing tears of gloom to life. So beyond this thing, when we want to capture our imageries, our thought processes, our emotions, and we whenever try to voice out our heart and soul, the first thing we come across or think about is poetry and literature. So this is all I want to tell to everyone present here, and thank you, and may the good Lord keep us all safe.
Thank you, Ritaprata. Nice word. Thank you. We move on to Ananya Mehrotra from Gokhale Institute of Politics and Economics, Pune, Maharashtra. Ananya.
Heartiest greetings to His Excellency Shri Akhilesh Mishra, the honorable jury, and the fellow winners. So, as ma'am introduced me, I'm Ananya Mehrotra, a student of Gokhale Institute of Politics and Economics. I found the theme of the contest to be extremely intriguing. All the three elements which were mentioned, care, courage, and commitment, seem distinct as expressions, yet clamped together as emotions. My poem, titled Ephemerality, communicates their beauty in isolation and their artistry in life. I am thankful to Dr. Prasannashu and other jury members for taking out time from their busy schedules. And I'm also grateful to Takhte for organizing the contest, which enabled many of us to ponder on and appreciate the little segments of life. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nanya. Thank you for your sweet words. Now we move on to Ayush Kumar Lodha, Bhawanipur Education Society, College, Kolkata, West Bengal. Yes, Ayush.
First of all, good evening to the entire team of Takhte, and good evening and warm regards to Shri Akhilesh Mishra, the Indian Ambassador to Ireland, and Dr. Prasannashu from University of Delhi. It was, I think, an year ago when we got this competition, and the theme of the competition, care, courage, and commitment, was very enthusiastic. Like it was something which provoked me to express my feelings at that exact moment. And I would like to thank the entire team Takhte to give me the opportunity to be an author now. And it has been a great experience, and I count it among one of my memorable experiences. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayush, for inspiring others as well. Thank you. Now lastly, Ahana Roy from Maharishi Vidya Mandir, Guwahati, Assam. Ahana. Yes, Ahana.
Greetings to the dignitaries. It's really a pleasure of mine to be able to join this esteemed gathering and getting recognized by the distinguished. So I got the information about this poetry fest through the Instagram account of Takhte, which I was connected to for quite some time now, because all the writings and all the young writers who are a part of the Takhte team really inspired me and give me hope with their writings, which are beautifully penned down and of course invoke so much emotions in me. The theme of this poetry fest, which was care, courage, and commitment, hit so close to me because that was the phase when we were stuck at home during the COVID lockdown. And I was, even myself, I was facing anxiety and borderline depression. And at that point of time, there was a need of a push that I needed so that I can express my views to the world. I had hidden myself somewhere, and that push was provided by this opportunity that came forward to me. And I'm really grateful for everything. It also helped me to really understand the bond that India and Ireland share. Like there was, of course, a knowledge about this, but because of this opportunity, I got to know about the cultures, the similarities, and everything, which really made me happy. And for this wonderful stage today, once again, words fell short for me. I'm really very grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anna. This will inspire all the young writers. Thank you all. We are happy to hear that this Poetry Fest has added worthy dynamics to learning experience. Now I would request Shivani, Head Takhte, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening, Honorable Shri Akhilesh Mishra ji, respected Professor Prasannashu, Founder Takhte and our most valued young poets. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this book launch event. I, on behalf of Takhte Writers and Publishers and the entire supporting team, would like to extend a very hearty vote of thanks to all the speakers for gracing the event online and sharing with us your valuable opinions today. I may like to express a sincere thanks to the Honorable Ambassador for motivating us with his valuable address. We are truly inspired by your words, sir. I also wish to express a gratitude to Professor Prasannashu for his insightful address. I would like to acknowledge a gratitude to the young poets for their thoughtful expressions and to all attending the virtual meet. Now, I would be sharing the link over here. This is for the e-certificate you can just download your certificates. Okay, your certificates are here in the Google Drive. And this is the link I'm also sharing with you. Okay, so this is the ebook. You can download the ebook. It's on KDP Publishing. Please have a look, read through it, and share with your friends and family. Yeah, over to you.
थैंक यू सो मच सर, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका सर, आपने टाइम दिया. थैंक यू, आपने इंडिया आइलैंड को कनेक्ट करने में और हमें सर जोड़ने में, पोइट्री के बारे में बताने के लिए बहुत बहुत थैंक्स सर, आपका वैल्यूएबल टाइम. थैंक यू डॉक्टर प्रसन्नशु, आपने जो हमें सारा सपोर्ट दिया है, गाइडेंस दिया है. आई होप सर आपके जी. शुक्रिया सर.
नमस्कार प्रशांशु जी, आई लुक फॉरवर्ड टू मीटिंग यू एंड वेलकमिंग यू इन डबलिन सम टाइम.
जी सर, उन्होंने
सर
बिल्कुल उन्होंने लिखा, बताया था सर वो यूरोप जा रहे हैं तो आपसे मिलना चाहेंगे, तो जरूर उनका शायद शेड्यूल जरूर शेड्यूल करेंगे सर. और आप जब इंडिया आएंगे तो फिर आपसे मिलेंगे सर, कुछ यहाँ पे होस्ट करेंगे आईसीसीआर के जैसे आप आए थे. थैंक यू सर.
All the best and my special blessings to the young participants. I'm so happy to see their interest in poetry.
Thank you sir. Okay sir. Okay sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.